Good morning, children. Let us begin with the chapter. Today we shall cover page number 9 and 10. Now, as we see, children, what we did in the previous lesson. In the previous lesson, we had seen that grandmother accepts this monkey Toto and gives him a space where in a stable. But there also he could not stabilize himself and created a big ruckus with Nana, the horse. So, a great treat for Toto during cold winter evenings. The next paragraph, children, page number 9, the last paragraph in fact. A great treat for Toto during cold winter evenings was a large bowl of warm water given him by grandmother for his bath. He could cunningly test the temperature with his hand, then gradually step into the bath, first one foot then the other, as he had seen me doing, until he was into the water up to his neck. Once comfortable, he would take the soap in his hands or feet and rub himself all over. When the water became cold, he would get out and run as quickly as he could do to the kitchen fire in order to dry himself. If anyone laughed at him during his performance, Toto's feelings would be hurt and he would refuse to go on with his bath. One day, Toto nearly succeeded in boiling himself alive. Now, children, what happens here? In the winter season, actually Toto had started imitating what the family members were doing. So in the winter season, Toto enjoyed having a warm bath. He would pretend to be selfish and before starting his bath, he would check the temperature first. He was a very, I would say rather it was a very smart monkey. So he would copy the writer, imitate and step into the tub 1 foot at a time. But one day, he brought trouble to itself. The writer recollects an incident when Toto had almost boiled himself. So let's see what that incident was. In the next paragraph, that is page number 10, I guess, children. A large kitchen kettle had been left on the fire to boil for tea, and Toto, finding himself with nothing better to do, decided to remove the lid. Finding the water just warm enough for a bath, he got in with his head sticking out from the open kettle. This was just fine for a while, until the water began to boil. Toto then raised himself a little, but finding it cold outside, sat down again. He continued hopping up and down for some time, until grandmother arrived and hauled him half boiled out of the kettle. Children, hauled him, pulled him out. So in a large kettle, what happens one day? Water was boiling on the stove. Toto climbed up to the stove and removed the lid from it. He felt that the water was warm enough for him to take a bath, but it was actually heating, right? So when he entered the kettle, after a short span of time, he found himself that he was boiling, the water was getting very hot. So he tried to jump, but all was in vain. It was grandmother who helped Toto, otherwise he would boiled himself and he might have died. If there is a part of the brain especially devoted to mischief, the part was largely developed in Toto. So in a very funny, in a very humorous way, the writer has described that if there was a part in our brain that governs our ability to create mischief, then that part in Toto's brain was too much developed. So whenever one of my aunts came near him, he made every effort to get hold of her dress and tear a hole in it. So this much now, see children, the monkey started with its prank, but now the pranks were not tolerable. It was growing a bit serious day by day and months by month. So keeping this pet animal was now out of question because he had started creating a lot of trouble to the family. One day at lunchtime, a large dish of pulao stood in the center of the dining table. We entered the room to find Toto stuffing himself with rice. My grandmother screamed and Toto threw a plate at her. One of my aunts rushed forward and received a glass of water in the face. When grandfather arrived, Toto picked up the dish of pulao and made his exit through a window. We found him in the branches of the jackfruit tree, the dish still in his arms. He remained there all afternoon, eating slowly through the rice, determined on finishing every grain. And then in order to spite grandmother, who had screamed at him, he threw the dish down from the tree and chattered with delight when it broke into 100 pieces. Spite, children, just to hurt, just to annoy someone, just to offend someone. So the monkey, was very sensible because grandmother had somewhere, you can say, scolded or showed faces, the monkey retaliated in a different way. So the writer recollects another incident when Toto created a lot of mischief, especially during lunchtime. He threw a glass of water in their face. When the grandfather arrived, Toto left the place through a window with a dish of rice along with. Toto remained out the entire afternoon, and he was there where? In the jackfruit tree. Now, as the grandmother had screamed on him, he tried to take revenge. As I said, the grandmother sometime or that very day had actually scolded or screamed at Toto. And Toto was quite sensible, in imitating. So, nevertheless, he got a chance. He did the same with the grandmother. Obviously, Toto was not the sort of pet we could keep for long. Even grandfather realized that we were not well-to-do and could not afford the frequent loss of dishes, clothes, curtains and wallpaper. So grandfather found the Tonga driver and sold Toto back to him for only 3 rupees. Now children, the pranks, as I said, was growing serious. Grandfather, though was very fond of animals, but could not resist anymore. And he decided that it was better he part with the monkey. So he caught hold of the Tonga driver and gave the monkey back for just 3 rupees. Children, go through the chapter, read the chapter at least twice so that you comprehend it well, and in the exams you would be able to answer the MCQ questions as well as long answer and short answer type. Till then children, have a good day. Thank you.